I'm Anaid. I'm the singer from the band Debone. You're listening to Shutter 16. Check out our new song and take care.
Why don't we get started by kind of just telling us how Debone got started, maybe how the three of you kind of first got together?
Yeah, well, me and the bass player, Joe, we are friends from high school, basically, and we started the band like years ago. But it was nothing serious. It was like hobby thing. And then we wanted to get serious, and a friend of ours introduced us to Chris, the drummer, and that's basically it.
Okay, cool.
We started the band like officially like 2 years ago, 2017.
Okay, nice. Now, I know this might be kind of difficult because when I listen to, watch the videos, the sound is a good mix. It's really a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So how would you describe kind of the overall sound of the band?
Well, that's a tough one. I don't really know because we don't want to base our music in a genre. I think that's a very limiting thing that no one should do. I guess it's metal. I would say maybe nu metal, alternative nu metal, something like that, but it's hard to describe. And we don't really do that. We're not interested in describing it. It's a good question, though.
Right. No, I get it, because, you don't want to put yourself into one category and have people think of it that way, and it really does have a lot of different elements to it. So...
Thank you for noticing.
Tell us a little bit about how the writing process works within the band. Do you come up with an idea and bring it to the other two? How does that kind of work?
Yeah. Well, basically, I didn't introduce myself very much. I'm the singer, and I make the songs. I play guitar, and I basically do the electronic elements and all of that.
Okay.
So basically, what we do is like many bands do. It's just I bring a demo. I usually work on it first with Chris, with the drummer, and then we all put it together. And if we like it, we keep like changing bits and stuff. And if we don't, like we have like a million demos that will never get finished because we don't like them.
I'm sure.
Like that, I just like grind and make like a million demos, and if they like some of them, cool, and we work on them.
Okay, so you're always writing and always coming up with new ideas.
Yeah, that's right. It's basically the kind of process that works for us. Like I think we'll never jam and make a song. That's impossible for us.
Okay.
Like this, that never works.
Right. Fair enough. What works, if it worked for you guys, then that's what you should do. Everybody's got their different vibe on how they go about it, so that's cool. Now, what about lyrically? What kind of things do you get inspired, by to write your lyrics?
Well, I don't really know. It's like this album. It's not a thematical album, so it doesn't have like a story or anything like that. It's basically whatever's going on at the moment. How are we feeling? There's songs that are more personal. Some others that are like comments about society and things like that. It's basically that. I like the single that we released today. It's about like an invented character that's like Tyler Durden from the movie Fight Club.
Okay.
And he wants to escape like modern consumerist society, and he basically says like the chorus of the song, which is "We must leave and explore the unknown." And I don't know, I'm pretty bad at explaining my lyrics. Sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine, and that's a cool song. That's one that came out today, so I just want to put the name of it, The Adventures of Joe and Mr. Brownie, so everybody gets that. And that's something that came out just today, on the 13th. Yeah. So a little bit about that song from the lyrical standpoint, so that's great. But you mentioned an album. So I've seen the video for Visions and of course the new one that came out today. Are you working on putting together a whole record to be released, or what's going on with that?
Yeah, we do. And sorry for my English, by the way. We are from Spain, from Barcelona, so sorry about that.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Okay, thank you. Well, we have an album already recorded. And
okay.
it's finished, it's mastered and all, and we've seen like the best way to promote our music is just by releasing singles.
Okay.
Like that's what people do right now. So we are planning on maybe releasing one more single and then the album, which is called This Is Not an Album, and it will have 12 songs. So that's the plan right now. It's just releasing one more after we promote this one, and that will be it, and see what happens.
Okay, cool. Very cool. And you're right. I think that's kind of the way things are going with music now. It's a lot about releasing the singles, and maybe the full album comes later.
Yeah.
And some are even doing the whole thing that way. You know, every song's a single, but that's what the people want nowadays. Everything now. You know, I'm older, so when I was first getting into music, everything was an album, and there really weren't many singles, especially if you liked rock and metal. You had to go out and you had to buy the record at the record store, and you had to listen. You know, you got to listen to the whole album from side one and side two. But now everything is streaming and on demand and live. So this is a great way to go, I think, because everything changes over time.
Yeah, it's what we have now. I'm 23 years old. I was born in 96, and I also went to record stores and just bought records. And
right.
I think that's the best way to listen to music. You just buy a goddamn record and just listen to it. That's it. I don't really like this streaming Spotify thing that we have now. And you have to make like 3 minutes sound short because people don't have time to listen to your stuff.
Right. It's kind of it's a different way of doing things now, and a lot of it does get lost. And the record stores, I don't know about where you're from in Spain, but here in the States, there's not many left.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have a lot of record stores to go to anymore, so
yeah, that's a shame.
That is a shame. But we do have videos now. So we have YouTube, and you have the video out for the new song. So now I know I saw that you were the one in the credits to kind of put it all together. So have you done video work? Is that something that you are involved with outside of the band, or did you just start working on them in a way to promote the band?
Yeah, well, actually, I kind of studied film.
Okay.
More or less. I quit, but I did start that. And actually, my first dream before I wanted to be a musician is that I wanted to be a filmmaker. So I'm very interested in that. And the video is actually interesting because we shot it ourselves. And just 3 of us with my camera, a couple of batteries, and some lights that we bought for live shows, and that's basically it. We wanted to make a completely different video, but we didn't have the budget.
Right.
So we were like, what can we do for €0 or dollars or whatever? That's
right.
Cool. That kind of looks good, and that's what we did. We shot it ourselves with a couple of friends and my brother, and I edited the whole video. So, yeah.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good.
It's good considering it was like 0 budget.
Right. So now I imagine as the band gets a bigger following, and if you land major record deals and you're out there touring the world and you're one of the biggest bands around, that being that you studied film, you'd probably want to expand on that and put together some super cool videos down the road.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, I think if we get big, like, I hope so, I will be able to do like video and music and play shows and like everything. And I would love to make like short films and music videos, and that would be really cool. It's just you need budget, and then you need money to make really cool stuff.
Right.
So for now, I'm happy doing what we're doing, and you have to start somewhere.
Absolutely.
At some point, I hope at some point we get to do bigger and better videos directed by me, if it's possible. And yeah, I just love this.
Awesome. Now, what about playing out? Do you guys have any gigs coming up? Do you get the opportunity to play live a lot?
Yeah, kind of. Like, we live in Barcelona, and in this area, you can play shows and pretty cool shows. We've done like some really good gigs, but like the scene is pretty much dead. atmosphere. So
Oh.
if you play metal, and
Okay.
if you play metal that's kind of different from the norm, it's really difficult. And right now we're looking for possibilities to play in bigger festivals, because we have some pretty fucking good festivals here in Spain or outside of Spain. But it's really tough. You know, we're just starting out, and we're finding that promoting our music and our band is the most difficult thing to do.
Right.
You can make good songs and be whatever, but promoting those songs, make people hear them, make people want to see your band live. That's the hardest part. And we do shows. Like, we have a show today, actually tonight.
Okay.
But it will be a small show, like for friends, like we always kind of do. Like maybe we'll be like 50 people, which is not bad. But you know, like for now, we're just trying to find bigger opportunities, and let's see what the future holds.
Sure, absolutely. And you know what? Smaller shows, for me, are some of the best shows that I've ever been to. Are some of the smaller shows.
That's true.
So it really,
Like
it really gives a fan and the audience a great connection with you, and that's a way that you guys can get fans for life by them seeing you live and just kind of getting involved in everything and being in the moment and the music.
Yeah, that's right. Like we want to play big shows, but we're not like, oh fuck this small shows that we have now. Like we appreciate every step of the way. We're just having fun, and you know, we like the shows too. You know, even if it's for our friends and girlfriends, that's cool too. Like we love doing this, so we do appreciate the small shows.
Absolutely. Now, do you guys come from a musical background? Meaning, like, did you play an instrument growing up, or is this kind of something that you guys decided you wanted to do in high school when you were a little bit older?
Well, I started to play guitar when I was like, it's just like the typical story, like when I was 6, 7 years,
Okay.
like that, because my dad bought an acoustic guitar because he wanted to remember it in his like youth or whatever.
Right.
And he didn't play it one day, so I picked up the instrument and I started to play on my own. And when we started high school, I met Joe, our bass player, and he was like, "Oh, you play guitar? We can make a band." And he started to play bass because he wanted to do the band with me. And that was basically it. But I think he played some instruments from before, like clarinet or some shit like that, some boring stuff.
Right.
But we're not like, we do not come from an artist family or whatever. We started to play instruments on our own. We're pretty much self-taught, the three of us. So.
Okay.
So yeah.
Fair enough. Now, what is the one thing that you would want people to know about the band?
Well, I don't know, that we are good people, that we just make music from the heart, and that we wish that if someone listens to the songs, that they love them, and that, like, I think that music makes people's lives better, and I think some bands just make my life better and make my days better, and if we can do that for someone, that would be awesome. And just that we make music from the heart, we love what we do, we're proud of ourselves, and I don't know, just that. I don't know if that's okay.
Yeah, that's a perfect answer. That's a perfect answer because it's true, and I think that music can mean a lot to so many people, and our lives would be so empty without it.
So true. That's so true.
So if you can play even a small part in someone's life in that capacity, then I think that the band is doing wonderful, regardless of how many albums sold and how many tickets sold.
Yeah, because we don't do this for the money. I mean, if you want to be rich, don't be a musician.
And don't write about music either, because you're not making millions doing that either.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
You got to do it for the love of the music. If you're in it for the wrong reasons, it doesn't work out.
That's absolutely right. And we're just starting out, but we just hope that people love what we do and that they can take something from our music. And, you know, life is tough sometimes, so if we can help someone in India or whatever to make their day a bit better, well, we're happy.
Awesome, awesome. And I want to thank you for taking the time to talk with us today. I hope everybody gets a chance to check out the new video for the adventures of Joe and Mr. Brownie. And we will look forward to when you guys drop another single, please let us know. And if and when the full album comes out sometime this year or whenever it does, we'd love to check that out as well. So keep us informed.
Well, thank you very much for having me. This was so fun. It was an honor, and yeah, wish you the best, and talk to you in another time.